In 2021, Hertz announced that they would go all in on EVs with the purchase of 100,000 Tesla Model 3s. After fulfilling more than half of that order, they realized they made a big mistake and are now dumping 20,000 EVs, mostly Teslas, and will be using the proceeds to replace them with traditional gas-powered vehicles. This is great for anyone looking to buy a cheap Tesla because some are being sold as low as 21 grand. And that's before the $4,000 federal tax credit for used electric vehicles, which means it's possible to get a relatively new Tesla for less than $20,000, although it may have nearly 100,000 miles on it. But for Hertz, buying Teslas ended up being a major disaster. Kind of. I say kind of because they didn't just buy Teslas and call it a day. What they did was kind of genius. This is Mark Fields, the former CEO of Ford, who lost his job because he didn't have a strong enough focus on electric vehicles. This changed though when he became the interim CEO of Hertz because under his leadership, Hertz placed their big order for 100,000 Tesla Model 3s. This was both a genius move and a huge mistake. On the positive side, at the time EVs were experiencing a market bubble. The hype around EVs was similar to the hype around AI today. Everyone was talking about electric vehicles, and all you had to do to make your company's stock go up was say you had some kind of a commitment to EVs. Just look at what happened to General Motors stock when they made their announcement that they would be fully electric by 2035. This simple announcement, which came in the middle of the trading day, increased their valuation by billions of dollars. So for Hertz to jump on this EV bandwagon, all they had to do was say that they placed an order for 100,000 Teslas. According to Elon Musk, at the time there wasn't even a signed order, and I don't even know if there is one today. But thanks to this announcement, the stocks of both companies soared on the news, and within a week, Hertz took advantage of it with their re-IPO. This is when they sold stock to the public to once again become a public company after they filed for bankruptcy in 2020. This move generated $1.3 billion in cash for the company and was way more than expected thanks to all this Tesla hype. The downside to all this is that this was the worst time to be purchasing an EV. Because there was so much hype around EVs, everyone wanted to get their hands on one, but there were only a few available. Tesla couldn't keep up with production and was raising prices. Ford had to cancel pre-orders. The auto market was going through supply chain difficulties, and as a result, EV prices were just insane. The Model 3 had a starting price of nearly $50,000, and the Model Y started at nearly $60,000. In 2023, though, the market took a turn, and the price of new EVs collapsed. The $7,500 federal tax credit was revived. The Federal Reserve was raising interest rates at an unprecedented rate. The supply chain difficulties that plagued the auto industry started to get better, and EV manufacturers building on all that EV hype were producing way more EVs than the market could handle. Today, the Model Y starts at $44,000 and comes with a federal tax credit of $7,500. The Model 3 starts at under $40,000, but it did lose out on that federal tax credit following the release of the refreshed Model 3. Because of these massive price drops, Hertz says they're losing $245 million in depreciation by dumping these vehicles. Hertz probably spent around $50,000 per Tesla on average, and many of them are being sold in the mid to low $20,000 price range, which is huge levels of depreciation in such a short period of time. Now, they're not completely getting rid of EVs, they're just scaling back with them. EVs just haven't been a very good solution for customers looking to rent a car. Hertz wasn't very specific about the details, but if I had to take a guess, most people renting a car need to do a decent amount of driving, otherwise they'd probably just catch an Uber. And having to worry about range, charging infrastructure, and spending extra time charging isn't exactly a great selling feature when you're on a time-constrained vacation or a business trip. So unfortunately for Hertz, renting out Teslas wasn't as lucrative as they hoped, so they instead turned to Uber to start renting their EVs to rideshare drivers. This was a double loss for Hertz. For starters, renting out to rideshare drivers were only generating about half the revenue that they would be generating if they were just renting them out to normal customers. And secondly, since Uber drivers were using these vehicles to make a living, they were pretty much driving these vehicles to the ground. This is why some of these Teslas for sale by Hertz have more than 90,000 miles on them, even though they're just 2 years old. Rental cars are known to generate a decent amount of miles on them, but if you look at the traditional ICE vehicles for sale by Hertz, many of them have less than half that mileage and are also a few years older. Not only that, Hertz complained that they experienced, quote, higher incidence of damage amongst EV rideshare drivers and found that unfortunately the repair costs for EVs were a lot more expensive than they hoped. As a car rental company, being able to turn around your vehicles as quickly as possible is extremely important. Every day that a car is unable to be rented due to repair delays is lost revenue for Hertz, and they suffered from Tesla's slower service network. As a result, they said that they would start favoring legacy automakers over Teslas due to their stronger parts and service network. With all of these issues, Hertz admitted if they just would have stuck with traditional gas-powered vehicles, they would have been significantly more profitable, much like their rivals, allowing them to satisfy Wall Street. However, at the same time, you could argue that maybe their Tesla push wasn't such a bad idea when you consider that they were able to generate $1.3 billion from their 2021 IPO thanks to all the generated hype around EVs. I'm willing to bet that they made more from capitalizing on the 2021 EV bubble than they're going to be losing from dumping EVs today. On the plus side for consumers, if you are looking to purchase one of these Teslas, it seems like this is by far one of the cheapest ways to be getting one. Thanks to the federal tax credit of $4,000 for used vehicles, you can be getting one for less than $21,000 if you get a good deal. However, you just have to keep in mind that not only are you purchasing a rental car, which may or may not have been abused, you'll most likely be purchasing a rideshare vehicle with high mileage and, according to Hertz, higher incidence of damage. What do you think? Would you consider picking up one of these Teslas? Are you already considering one? Let me know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching.